Hi there and welcome to this video. Been really looking forward to this camp. So we're in the Derwent Valley and at the side of me is the River Derwent just up from Slippery Stones Bridge. The plan today is to follow the river all the way up basically to its source at Barrow Stones, and that's where we'll be camping tonight at Barrow Stones. I was up here last year doing quite a few recce's and I found a lovely spot up there to wild camp. So that's a basic plan. We're into May, the weather's warmer, it's going to be a very sunny day, hence the sunglasses, hat, long sleeves, trying to keep a lot of the sun off me if I can. And it's not that comfortable when it's hot and you're climbing up some hillside. But it's a steady wander up. It's probably about 4 or 5 miles, so it's a fair trek up, and I'll be doing quite a bit of filming on the way up. So we might as well get going, and this easy bit is pretty level and we'll just walk alongside the River Derwent. I'll see you on the way up. The river's getting a little bit narrower as we get further up. This area here would make a lovely pitch if it wasn't so near to the path. We're just below Shepherd's Meeting Stones. You can see them up on the top there. I've camped up there and it's a lovely spot. Now the path here sort of takes you straight up there, but obviously we're following the River Derwent, which is down in all that reeded area there. So what you've got to do, you've sort of got to not go up to Shepherd's Meeting Stones where the path takes you, but cut across wide through that heather and then join up with the river probably about 300 or 400 yards further on, and then you'll meet the path again. As you see, with all that reeded area down by the river itself, it's hard going through there. And if you can just see centre, top of the picture, that's where we should be camping tonight. That's Barrow Stones up there. Getting quite swampy as we approach Swains Greave, so I'm going to collect my water here, probably have a bit of a bite to eat, and then we'll push on to the source of the Derwent. I'm just following what would be probably a tributary of the Derwent to the source. Now it isn't far from here. I've got a grid reference and I'm working on that. So I reckon only about 100 meters away. Well, it's got to be up here somewhere. Aha! I have just spotted something that looks very promising. Let's go and have a look. And there we have it. The source of the River Derwent. Well, that took a bit of finding. These last 500 meters have certainly been tough. Clambering through heather, I didn't come across it straight away. I must have walked backwards and forwards an awful lot. Anyway, that's what we come to find, and we found it now. I'll put what I understand is the official grid reference up on the screen now. So that is the grid reference I've been working to for the source of the River Derwent. After a 5-mile trek up here, this one's worth posing for. I'm glad we found it. Right, we're gonna head back over to some rocks where I've found somewhere to pitch. That should make a good spot to spend tonight, and I am looking forward to lying down and having a hot drink of coffee or something like that. See you in a little bit. Tent is pitched. I've got a cup of coffee. All is well with the world. It was a hard slog coming up here that last bit, but once I got tent pitched, my gear moved in and a drink, I know I can relax. I've got a great relaxing night ahead of me, and what a beautiful area. The views are unbelievable. I'll show you around the site and give you an idea of these fantastic views. Then I'm taking it easy in the tent for a little while, and I'll come back to you in a bit and we'll make a start with tea. It's chicken jalfrezi tonight. Anyway, have a look at these views. So this rocky outcrop is known as Barrow Stones. Nothing to do with Barrow in burial or religious purposes. I think it actually got its name of Barrow Stones from being adjacent to Barrow Clough. Now you can see my tent pitched down there. There's loads of places to pitch. I had a bit of a look round. I just wanted a level pitch with a shelter of a few rocks, and that fitted the bill. I'm going to move over onto that far rock, and I'll just show you what we can see down the Derwent Valley. Absolutely fantastic views today. Just look at that. That is basically looking down the Derwent Valley. I'm not sure how everything will show up, but over there is crowstones, horsestone nays with horsestone on top. As we come round, so you can see in the centre of the picture there's some wind turbines. I reckon behind that will be probably Wakefield, and there's I think it's Emily Moore transmitter tower up there somewhere. But if you just look below the towers, the wind turbines, set of rocks, that's Shepherd's Meeting Stone rocks, where I camped last year. And we're way higher than them. We're looking down on them. I think we're about 1,800 foot up here. But just fantastic rock formations. Been here for probably millions of years, all weathered. Yep, definitely one for the views and one for the solitude and isolation up here. Anyway, I'm off back to the tent. I've had a long walk today. I've clambered through heather and I don't know what. So I'm going to have a little lie down, put my feet up and just take it easy for a couple of hours until tea time. I'll see you in a bit. I'm going to make a start at preparing my evening meal now. I was going to wait for the sun to drop down because it is shining straight in my face, but that's going to be a couple of hours and I'm getting a bit peckish, so we're going to have to make a start. I'll do the best I can for filming in the light that I've got. Now what we're having is chicken jalfrezi. Before I start, I just want to take you back a couple of days to the kitchen back home and I'll show you how I prepared all these ingredients to bring on this wild camp. I'll just show you how I prepared the curry sauce and chicken to take with me on a wild camp. So that's a simple bought curry sauce. I don't want to be taking the jar. So basically I'm going to decant it into this plastic bag, sandwich bag, freeze it and then vacuum seal it. That's all I want. So that'll be the curry sauce. I want to end up with a block of sauce to vacuum seal. I can't vacuum seal it in that state. And similar for the chicken, I'm going to freeze that at the same time. Ugh. Get that up. So that is sort of the chicken breast. So I'm going to freeze both those items and then tomorrow we'll vacuum seal them. Going to wash my hands now. So the following day now, I've froze both the chicken and the curry sauce. They were in sandwich bags. I've taken them out, so I've just got a lump of frozen chicken. And that's my curry sauce that was in a jar. So it's just a matter of vacuum sealing them now. Goes in. So it's just sealing it. It's sort of vacuumed it and then seal it. And that's the curry sauce, and that's nicely vacuum sealed. You couldn't actually vacuum seal the sauce itself without freezing it because it would just suck the sauce out into the machine. So I'm going to do the same with the chicken. And I got a couple of naan breads. I'm going to vacuum seal those. They're all going back into the freezer, and I'll take them in a frozen state when we go on the wild camp in a couple of days. If anybody wants to know, my vacuum sealer, I probably bought it 10 years ago. It's a Food Saver V2860, and I looked on Amazon, they're still for sale, about 150 quid, something like that. So I'll get this vacuum sealed up, and I'll see you on the wild camp. So yeah, these are the ingredients. These were frozen when I set off. So that's the sauce, but vacuum sealed. That was a frozen lump this morning. And that's the chicken. I'm glad that were frozen. That's now thawed out. And with the naan bread there that I just vacuum packed. I have brought this, had this long time ago. It's a bit like a toaster you put on. I'm going to try and at least warm up and cook the naan bread using the toaster. I have got my little Swiss Army knife, so I'm going to get on and get this chicken in and get that browned. Managed to get that in without touching it, although I have got some wipes. So we'll get on and get this chicken browned. That's the chicken and jalfrezi sauce simmering away. So we've got the rice on now. It's just standard rice, take about 10 minutes, something like that. I'm just simmering it slowly. So that is my chicken jalfrezi. We've got the rice, the chicken and the sauce, and a rather well done naan bread. I might have better success with the other one. So I'm just going to put this rice straight into the curry. So that is ready to eat. It's looking good and it tastes nice. I'm not sure about the naan bread. The naan tastes okay. I'll do the other bit in a bit and probably not cook it so fiercely. No, that's good. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm pleased to say the second attempt with the naan bread was a lot better. I didn't manage to burn that one. I best work this out because we've got croissants for breakfast. Well, the sun has just started going down. Managed to finish my meal, get all the washing up done in the sunshine. Very warm. Once that sun drops, you can feel the temperature drop. But yeah, a very nice meal. I like the idea of a curry. If you're really hungry, you can just boost it with a load of rice. The naan breads were okay. I might have scorched it slightly. The second half was a little bit better. hopefully I've perfected it now, because we've got croissants for breakfast. Anyway, I thought we might have a look at a different Irish whiskey. I've picked Ireland's second most popular selling whiskey, and it's Tullamore Dew. Now I'll just show you this. As you can see, it's a clear rectangular shaped bottle. It's got a screw cap, a green label, and distinctive Tullamore Dew writing. Now I've got some of the whiskey here. I actually bought a new little whiskey bottle, a little bit different to a flask. It wasn't a lot, and I just thought I'd try something a bit different. It's not as big as the other one. The other were 250ml. This is 200, so it's probably a good thing. Probably 4 large whiskies on a night time is about enough, really. Anyway, we will pour a glass. Oh, little caps there. So, Tullamore Dew. When I first sort of looked at it, possibly like a lot of people, I thought, yeah, Tullamore, that's a town in central, right in the middle of Ireland. Dew, it's got to be the morning dew, hasn't it? Sort of the purest of water you're going to get. And obviously, I'm totally wrong. Right, Tullamore is a town in central Ireland, and that is where the distillery is, although it only moved there in 2016. But the Dew is actually the initials of David Edmund Williams, and he was the creator of the distillery in 1829. But it's a nice light colour, this Tullamore Dew whiskey. I believe it's probably only about 3 years old, only aged for 3 years, and it's been matured in ex-bourbon, ex-sherry and ex-refill casks. It's not expensive at all, probably £20 for a 70 centilitre bottle, so it's not expensive, no. But it is, like I say, Ireland's second best-selling one. So the nose, very sweet and very fruity. You could imagine apples, pears, something like that. That's very smooth and a nice mouthfeel to it. Again, fruity, perhaps slightly bitter orange, some apple, but yeah, very smooth and very nice. And the finish, well, it is only short, but it's there. I can taste it. There is a finish to it, and it's like sweet and fruity. So on the whole, a very nice whiskey for a blended whiskey. I enjoyed it, and I will have this one again. Up to now, both the Jameson's and Tullamore Dew, I've been impressed with both of them. As we're going to be looking at some more Irish whiskies in the future, on future camps, I thought I'd have a look at the differences between Irish and Scottish whisky. Some obvious, some not so obvious. And straight away, the spelling. Scottish whisky is whiskey. Irish whisky has got an E in it, so it's whisk-E at the end. So that is the obvious one. Another one I've noticed is most Scottish whiskies are corked. They have corked stoppers, where all the Irish whiskies I've looked at have got screw caps. It's just one little difference. I dare say there will be exceptions to this rule. And then another notable thing was Scottish whisky is distilled twice, where Irish whisky is distilled 3 times, triple distilled. And I think that triple distillation gives it that smoother mouthfeel to it. Another important difference is that Scottish whisky has to be made from malted barley, where Irish whisky can be made from malted barley, unmalted barley, and various other grains. It's a bit political, the history of that. I won't go into it in great detail, but yeah, probably by accident, due to some taxation laws, the Irish started using different grains, and it gave a totally different taste to their whisky. Another interesting difference: Scottish whisky has to be matured in oak. Irish whisky, it quite often is matured in oak, but it can be matured in any timber. It doesn't have to be oak, so it could be chestnut or something like that. Another thing I noted was a lot of you could say the Scottish distilleries, there are a lot of little private owned distilleries, where the Irish tend to be big, I don't know what you call them, big organisations like Jameson's that own all the distilleries. I dare say exceptions to that, there will be plenty of smaller distilleries coming on the way. And I think you could say Irish whisky is definitely sweeter and smoother. Tends to be matured in sherry casks a lot more, where Scottish whisky can be quite peaty and smoky, which I am not too keen on, but I know they do mature it in sherry casks as well. Aberlour being a favourite of mine. So yeah, there are quite a few differences. I dare say I might have got some of it wrong, and there might be some exceptions and things like that. But those are some of the notable differences I found from Irish and Scottish whiskies. Another one, I think. So yeah, we've only got 4 of these tonight, so quite sensible, I could say. But it is very nice, yeah. And I am enjoying the, you could say, this little Irish whiskey adventure. And I am looking forward to trying quite a few more. I think if you did see, alright, it's a short video. I went to Dublin for the day. I put on a short video, and oh, there were so many Irish whiskies to choose from in duty free. I had to buy a couple. I didn't realise you can bring 4 litres back. Quite a lot. I only brought 2 litres, but I bought a litre of Jameson's triple. So it's triple distilled, and a litre of Jameson's Crested, I believe they call it. So I got myself 2 bottles, about €25 each. They are litre bottles. And we'll look forward to trying those on a future camp. Very smooth. So I've not much more to talk about tonight. I am quite weary. It was quite a hard hike up here, but so enjoyable and fantastic once you get up here. I was lucky with the weather, and those views were just amazing. I've camped out many places now, but this is looking like to be very near the top of one of my favourite places. I like the isolation of it, the solitude, just the location, the views. I mean, you can see for miles in every direction. It is just amazing. And all these rocks and a bit like how they've been worn and weathered and eroded over time. It is just an amazing place. So yeah, we will be coming back here at some stage. But yeah, I'm just going to enjoy it while I'm up here. Tomorrow, I'll tell you more about it in the morning, but we will be going back a different route, which makes sense. It's Little Smalldale. That's the way we're going to head down. And then we will meet up with the Derwent path and head back to my car. But if I could bid you good night, I am going to savour this, possibly my last glass, and I'll see you all in the morning. Good night then. Good morning there, and what a lovely morning. Nice and dry for a change. I've moved my kitchen area over to those rocks there. A lot more comfortable. Just got coffee, and I've got a couple of croissants. I might just try and warm them on that toaster, see how it works out. Try not to scorch them. And then I think we'll get off. Pity to leave this place. I feel I must be the only one for all this area up here. I didn't see any signs of anybody, and I've not met anybody neither yesterday as I was walking up. Yeah, you feel you've got it to yourself, and it's a beautiful spot. Definitely will be returning. So we'll go and have a look at these croissants and see how they work out. This is just lovely set out here. I'm gonna have a go one of these croissants. I'm only after warming it really. I definitely don't want to scorch it or anything like that. It's some strawberry jam on. Oh, just right that. Coffee and croissants on Barrow Stones. Can't think of anywhere better. But these are, they make a change from porridge and Weetabix and that. Very nice. So once I've finished these, packing up, and then we'll head back down. Like I said yesterday, gonna head a different way. I'll check the map. If we'll head over to the centre or the east of Barrow Stones. So the path will take us down to Round Hill, a bit of a shelter on there. And then we're heading towards Lower Smalldale, that's the one. And halfway down there's a couple of shooting cabins there worth having a look at. But yeah, it should be a nice walk down. I'll see you in a little bit. I'm not going to rush these, they taste so good. Right, everything's packed up. I've checked the site and time to head down, I'm afraid. Don't really want to leave. It has gone a little bit hazy. Probably we did get the best views yesterday. It was a lot clearer. But there's a few interesting bits to look at on the way down. So we'll make our way over to Round Hill and I'll talk to you on the way down. See you in a little bit. So we're just leaving Barrow Stones. The big rock behind me is known as Big Daddy. Anyway, onward. So this is the shelter on Round Hill, told you about. Over there, Barrow Stones, where we've come from, and that side we've got Grinner. All sorts of notable landmarks. We've got a bit of downhill and a bit of ridge walking now till we get to the top of Lower Small Clough. So I'll see you further on. Just a quick look back of where we've just come from. So we've come down Lower Small Clough and these are the shooting cabins. They were known as the round cabins. They were steel cabins built, I think 1919. Later on, 1951, they were converted into stone built rectangular buildings. But this is now known as Ronksley Cabin and it's available for use. So you could sleep here, especially if you got caught out in bad weather. You know you've got a safe haven here to spend the night. If you come down, we'll go inside and have a look. So that's looking inside the cabin. As you can see, it's a bit sparse, but there is a table and bench, and I don't know about spending the night here. You could in an emergency, but good place to stop for a break. I must admit it's lovely and cool in here. It's very refreshing. We've got a desk and believe it or not, there's even a logbook. And if we look over here, so if you look at this entry, 22nd of July 24, that's when I was last here. But yeah, definitely an interesting place. Looks, I think up on the wall there's a picture of one of the former, be like the gamekeeper that looked after the grouse moor. I've got reflection on that. But a bit of poetry, a poem all about Ronxley cabin in a snowstorm. But yeah, something interesting to look at. Anyway, I've just got to go and do something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I know it's a bit out of season for grouse. Nobody'll know. I've got this old Purdy side by side. Should be perfect for this. Here we go. I think that'll do for now. We better get back on the trail. So it's down Lower Small Clough till we meet back up with the path next to the River Derwent. Well, we're back down on the path next to the River Derwent. That has been a lovely camp. I think it's got everything. The weather sort of made it, but there were the challenge of getting to the source of the Derwent, fantastic place to camp, and a few interesting bits on the way down. My idea of a near perfect camp. So, I'm on my way back to Slippery Stones now. Just one thing, my next video, going to be in June, going to be a bit of a special one, a bit one-off-ish. You'll gather what it's about. I think the title might be something like Pat Dickinson, The Last 70 Years. It's a bit like This Is Your Life. It's going to be about my life story, really. I've got a lot of photographs to show you, talk about things that I did in my earlier days when I was at work, stuff like that, and how that has influenced to what I do as I'm older and basically what I do now. So yeah, it will be a bit one-off-ish, but it's the right time to do it, and I look forward to telling you my life story. So I'm off down here now, and I'll see you in June. Bye then.